Good evening, Robert Scribbler here on the evening of Sunday, the 18th of December at Jennette's Pier with much calmer conditions than we have experienced over the last few days. And I'm going to take a little walk on the beach with you guys. We've got some surfers up here to the north of the pier. Right now I'm here to the south looking southeast across a beautiful Atlantic Ocean as the sun drops towards setting on this cold, I would say cold, definitely cool and brisk and breezy December evening. And let's walk together as we pass under Jennette's Pier here, and things are quite a bit calmer today. We have waves that look like in the range of about, I would say, 2 to 4 feet here just off Jennette's Pier. They're not breaking as well on the south side, so we're gonna head over to the north side here and catch some footage of a few surfers just about a block north of Jennette's Pier at a point break. And I might have to walk with you a ways, but we'll get some nice footage of waves breaking beside the pier. The ocean is gorgeous today, a combination of blues and greens and golden colors as the setting sun catches the wave tops as they roll into shore here in Nags Head, North Carolina, on the Outer Banks. To the north of Jennette's Pier, we have a nice little point break where we have a few brave souls in full suits and hoodies getting it together in the break just offshore, about 100 yards offshore, maybe about 100 to 150 yards offshore here, not too far offshore at the sandbar. The sandbar here is relatively close, although not as close as in Avalon, where the waves seem to tend to break right on shore unless they get rather large, and then of course they'll catch some of the offshore bars as they roll in. Oh, what a nice day to take a walk with you guys and feel the northerly breezes in our face here. Look at the sun setting over the sand dunes and the homes here, the beautiful homes here on the beach, and these little, I'd say, I guess, clusters of stratus clouds that are forming over the Atlantic here in the confluence of the cold and warm air just offshore, which is a typical confluence zone for cloud formation here in the Atlantic coastal region. All right, so I'm getting close to the surfers here, out here braving the cold weather, and the surf air temperatures right now are in the upper 40s. Winds coming out of the north and northwest, probably in the range of about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So it is cold and blustery here as these surfers get out into it. So cold water surfing is definitely an acquired taste. It's not something that is for the faint of heart. It takes a bit of a hardy soul to go out there and chase the waves in the North Atlantic during winter time, and we get a number of them here on the Outer Banks because the Outer Banks is a fantastic location for waves in the wintertime, and we've witnessed some of that over the past week. Average wave heights for the Outer Banks are in the range of 7 feet during the winter time, during the winter months. And wave heights are not quite that large during the summertime, although we get excellent surf, particularly in the August, September, and October months. And here we have some surfers chasing the swell here, trying to get out onto the bar as a little bit of a swell seems to be trying to roll in here, but it doesn't seem to be forming up. Both of the surfers here, the one I have in frame has a longboard, and the one out further on the bar also appears to have, actually I can't tell, it might be a shortboard. So here we go, not quite catching the waves there. Definitely longboard waves for today. Smaller waves, harder to catch, not breaking as significantly on the offshore break. So we would definitely want to have a longer surfboard to catch these smaller waves that don't have as much slope and forward energy. You get more surface area underneath you as you're paddling. You can tend to build up more speed, which makes it easier to catch the wave. On a short board, you're going to end up going to have a steeper angle to build up speed to keep up speed with the wave. There's just a few dynamics of the nature of surfing for you guys. And this guy doesn't appear to be having too much luck. Surf is pretty... to the south here, the surf's coming in a little bit more consistently, although still a little sloppy and small. The surf out here at this location is pretty dead for the moment. Both the surfers I saw earlier, oh, here we go, nice little line. And yeah, not too much, but little waves, little rides to be caught here. Just quite different day than what we've seen recently here for the OBX Wave Report. But it's good to get a variety of surf conditions. Looks like this guy may be heading in for the day. And we do have a breaker offshore, and then the shore break just kind of pounding right in here on the shore. Not really rideable. Not creating much of a form here. I don't know, I guess if you grabbed a bodyboard you might be able to make something of this shore break here. But it's a bit sloppy, as you can see. And we've also got in the distance here what looks like some seagulls flying off across the ocean, or even sitting on the ocean, and what may be a pelican or two. I believe there are some pelicans out there as well. So definitely a gorgeous day here. Here we go, catching a little whitewater on the way in on a cold Sunday afternoon here at the Outer Banks. Got a couple of surfers walking in, and then some waves breaking just to the north of Jennette's Pier on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, very calm, placid, with the sound of the waves in the background, sound of the waves as our soundtrack for us today. Seems like we've got a little bit more consistent waves on the shallower sandbar just to the north of us here. So I'm going to leave this wave report for today. Thank you for taking a little walk on the beach with me over near Jennette's Pier during much calmer conditions, as we look for later in the week potentially seeing a strong storm system developing over the eastern portion of the United States. And we'll be keeping an eye on that for you guys to see if a coastal low develops as a result of the energy moving in, or if the storm system maintains overland as is presently predicted in a number of the forecast models. So thank you for joining me again, and please remember to help try to do everything you can to help save our beautiful coastlines from the, oh, got some water chasing me here, from the impacts of human-caused climate change driven by fossil fuel burning primarily, and the related sea level rise and increasingly powerful storms that are now threatening coastal communities.